Hello. See, I'm going to show some of the deities what we have in Chicago, Bari, located in the village of Glen Allen in the state of Illinois, United States of America. This temple has grown for the last 2 years. This was started sometime in October 2018. Ever since, lots of developments and improvements have taken place, both as to the property as well as our installation of deities in which we obtained from various parts of India. And some of the functions held at the temple are also, we are trying to show through this slide presentation our temple deities. What you are seeing here is Ma Kali, a typical replica of what you have in Dakshineshwar, Calcutta, India. And this deity was installed, at the temple built by Rani Rashmi Devi. And then the main priest was none other than Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He and his wife, Sharda Devi, spent bulk of their time at this temple as a very dedicated preacher, Ma Kali appeared at his call, and she talked to him many times, that one. And what you see here, the deity, what you see exactly in Dakshineshwar, Calcutta. And this one is a marble Hanuman. I wouldn't call it statue, it's an actually in Archavatara, what you call in Sanskrit. This Hanuman in a roop of Archa Avatara, Actually, the soul of Hanuman descends into this idol and resides there. The more the chantings are with Hanuman Chalisa or any other thing, the power of the soul increases like anything. That's what is all the stapana. And then how the deity attains its power is all through pujas of the dedicated priests, the more they dedicated are like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, the more the power is to this deity, And this Hanuman came in from Rajasthan, I think, and done by a stapati with a proper puja before he starts his work. That's how the stapatis do their work. And this is also the same picture taken for a second time, now for the third time. And now this is, you can see in a different angle, Ma Kali. And one of the priests, the main priest, he is using the sconch and then blowing the sconch, To the right of this deity, you see Bhagavan Krishna with Radhaji. And this again, came from Calcutta, same. And this again, Ma Kali with a different angle taken at a different point of time, This one is a Kalasha Stapana, I think, Oh no, this is our what do you call, Shiva Linga, Shiva. This linga came from Narmada River, and was made out of a stone probably millions of years old. At the bed of river Narmada, that when whatever the state it is in, the Stapati found a big stone and carved the linga and the yoni, And this came in probably a year ago from Narmada, this one state, or Maharashtra state, or Narmada, from the Narmada region, river region. And this was installed probably a year or a year and a half ago. And this one is, you can see some of the devotees doing a satsang in front of Ma Kali, that one. See, a lot of time the devotees desire to come and perform in the presence of Ma Kali, and many people do it, and anyone who is interested in performing, they can take that opportunity and offer their prayers to Ma, and many people can listen to that through our broadcasting media. This one again is during another puja. I want to just say this must have been taken on a Tuesday, and the Rama Vigraha and Hanuman you can see there. Every Tuesday in the evening at about 7 o'clock in the evening, the priest or other devotees, as the case may be, they chant Hanuman Chalis, maybe 7 times or 9 times or 12 times or 11 times, depending upon the time. They religiously perform every Tuesday, and that is being broadcast in our broadcasting Chicago Kali Bari. You can go to Facebook or you can go to YouTube and watch all these functions live on those days, and try to sign in or trying to subscribe or like the link, Chicago Kali Bari. It is there both in YouTube as well as in Facebook. The address is Chicago Kali Bari. Very easy, that one. So, and this again is on another Tuesday or the same day it could be. And this one is, you see Ma Durga. Is it the different form of Ma Kali? In Ma Durga form it is, where she is riding the lion and the demon, Mahishasur is being killed by Durga Devi, And you can see along with her parivars, and also the other forms of Durga Devi. You can see her parivar Ganeshji to the left. Then you can see Lakshmi Devi with her vehicle being an owl. You can see her Lakshmi Devi there. And then in the center, Durga Devi. And to the right, you can see Saraswati, as again another form of Ma or Shakti or Devi or Parvati, whatever the name you want to call, or whichever name you like, That's what the beauty of the Sanatana Dharma. You can always have your Ishtadevata and you can worship them in whatever form you like the most, that one. And because each one's liking is different, and depending on that, whomsoever, but whatever the Ishtadevata you form, ultimately the reach is one, one God only, and it all reaches him or her, as the case may be. And here again, to the right of Lakshmi, you see Skanda. You see, we call it in southern India, he is known as Muruga, In northern parts of India, he is known as a Skanda, Skanda is none other than the son of, the younger son of Parvati, Durga, any form of Parvati you can think about. That is what the form is, And here again, the another picture of Durga, Here again, one more picture taken. And this is again Durga. And let us see. This again in a close shot of Durga, and then her Vahana, the lion, and then Mahishasur is being attacked, and the priest has done a very good decoration, and the saris are laid off very beautifully. and she is wearing beautiful ornaments also during festivities. I think this must have been taken during one of the Durga Puja days, Another picture, the same thing. And here, this is another new acquisition of Archavatara. I would call it acquisition, where the Lord decided to come to Kalibari from all the way from India, It is all these things happening at his sankalpa, We may think of doing whatever we want, but unless his sankalpa and he decides when to come, that doesn't take place, Then here you see, this was very recent. This came in very recently from the southern part of India, This was carved out of a stone taken on an auspicious day with proper puja from the mountains near Mahabalipuram. Mahabalipuram is about, I want to say, about 60, 70 kilometers south of Chennai now, and previously it was known as Madras. And it is on the seashore, right there, it is on the Arabian Sea shore, wherein it is very famous for all the sculptures, There is a very big sculpture school there, So it produces very eminent sculptures. Some of them are Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushans, like that. And they're all from a particular clan of people. And they have been doing it as a family duty from time immemorial, rise from the time of Vishwakarma. Most of them, they say they are descendants of Vishwakarma, who is nothing but a Devastapati, you see that one. And this deity is a Balaji. A Balaji, all from Tirupati in southern India, or Andhra Pradesh. And this was done, under the supervision of one of our friends, Dr. Balachandar. He personally supervised every stage of this sculpture or this deity being made. And he is again a Padma Bhushan, that one. He took the interest in Kalibari and then spent hours and hours and hours from his school. He has got an university called Great Lake University in Chennai, which is in collaboration with Northwestern University. He is a business school dean and professor, and he's the promoter of that business school. But he took lots of time when he was in India during his business visits, visited Mahabalipuram, and then supervised making of this Balaji, that one. And this has been installed in one of the sanctums cantoriums of Kalibari temple. And this one again, we can see Shiva Puja must have been one of the Mondays where the priest has done with a different decoration. It's not a decoration. I think he tries to replicate one of the various Sivasthanas in Delhi, in India, like it could be what you call Rameshwaram temple, or it could be Kashi Vishwanatha, or it could be Ujjain deity, like that. The priest is very, very artistic, he is, and he is able to really, through his imagination, he is able to draw these things in the Shivalinga itself to bring in Rameshwaram and Kashi to Glen Allen, to Chicago Kalibari. That's what the association of our minds are, Again, the same picture, and here again the same picture. And now here is, you can see the priest and the junior priest doing some performance. I think it's the Ma Durga is, I think this is Ma Lakshmi. I can see the thing. So I think it is a Friday or during the Dasara, one of those Dasara or Durga Puja days. I think after the 9th or 10th or after the Vijayadashmi day and all, on the northern India, particularly in Bengal, people are very, very specific to do a Lakshmi Puja on those days, and the priest has decorated very well. And Lakshmi is installed in a separate place on that day. And then you can see that both the priests are doing Lakshmi Puja. That's what it is taking place on that day. This must have been sometime in October, I think, during Dasara, no, not during what you call Durga Puja days. Normally it is celebrated for 9 days. In our temple, I think we celebrate it for 4 or 5 days. And then one of the days, it is way after that, after Vijayadashmi day, Lakshmi Puja takes place, and the same picture. And here again, the same picture in a different angle taken. And it's on the occasion, now here, as you can see, there is a big description there. What they have done is, on the occasion of Dasara, a sankalpa of lighting of 1008 divyas being, I think, lights, candle lights or oil lamps was lit, this was done by mostly, the initiatives were taken by our Maharashtrian friends, It's not, of course, it's a Sai, they are all, I won't call it Maharashtrian, but this one, they're all Sai Bhaktas, and they have been doing puja every Thursday. At our temple, the puja takes place every Thursday religiously. And then during Dasara days, they have done a special puja for both. Here is Sai Baba, and you know that he lived until this century, 19 or previous century, 1920. Until then, he attained Siddhi in 1920 only. Until 1920, he was in Sirdi, in flesh and blood. People interacted with him, and he had done many miracles. And he is known as, again, another avatar of Shiva himself. And Lord Shiva himself comes in various forms, in human forms during many of these kalpas or centuries or yugas, whatever it is. During this Kali Yuga, probably he came in the form of Shirdi Sai Baba. Here it is Gajananji Maharaj. He's again very, very popular saint in the regions of Maharashtra. He's almost a contemporary of Sai Baba himself. Probably he is a little bit elder to Sai Baba, born a few years before him, but he lived very much during his time. But I think he attained Siddhi before Sai Baba, Both of them mutually, they meet each other, discuss a lot of religious and spiritual matters. They did a lot of sadhanas, in the northern regions of India. That's why, the incarnation of the saints, or Lord descending themselves in this form of human forms, it occurs from time to time, As Gita says, I do appear in this earth whenever dharma deteriorates and there is a need to uplift dharma. I come in the form of human beings, And this is one of the periods where a lot of sufferings were there and all. And these two saints descended on this earth in human form and did miracles during that time, that one. And here comes again, just see, here the decoration is totally in a different form. I think it is a Naga, or I'm not able to, yeah, I think looks like a Sharpa or Naga, I think it is. The saint has done on one of the Mondays. Every Monday, there is a Mahadev Puja taking place, Abhishek, and the function takes place almost 2 hours, very dedicated Abhishek, and lot of devotees participate in that. And actually, unlike in the southern temples, here you can touch on that day, for the Abhishek, the devotees themselves do Abhishek, they can do that one too, along with the priest. There is one thing very unique in our temple. The devotees participate in Abhishek too, that one. And again, the same picture in a different angle. And again, same picture in a different angle, and again, same picture. Yeah, you just see, I was explaining to you the Divya Deepas, the 1001 Divya Deepas, they were lit, I think it's on the Vijayadashami day, if I remember correctly, that one. Otherwise, some of the devotees who sees this posting can comment, they can write up their comment and correct me if I am wrong. That is one thing you can do that, Thank you. And again, same Divya Deepas coming in there. Again, another Divya Deepas. Now here, just see, two of the devotees, they are doing puja, and then the Divya Deepa is lit. I think this on the same day. And this devotee is lighting the Deepa, and then it's being taken in and placed in the frontage of the temple, That's why the involvement of volunteers is very critical. The temple is so big, so many functions are taking place. Without the involvement of devotees, it's very difficult to conduct the functions as well as the things. But unfortunately, now this is a pandemic period, and it is, I think, the intensity of the pandemic, I think spreading is very, very serious. And that's why, the temple is closed for devotees or only by appointment, people come, try to cooperate with them and try to do as safely as possible. What is required is not only your safety, but along with others' safety also, Please do wear mask. Please do use that, whatever the things, the solutions is needed to clean your hands, and wear face mask, and follow the 6 feet or 10 feet distance what is needed, and do not accumulate. A lot of people don't stagger in close quarters, and try to obey the rules as much as possible, not only for anybody's thing, for your own safety and your kids' safety. If one person is affected, it spreads to the rest of the family members, and you don't want to reach a stage, and you don't want to experiment, see whether it spreads or not, Once it spreads, it's very critical. You don't know what stage it will go, and what kind of a constitution you have, and the reaction can be different for different people. Those who watch TVs, I'm sure, you can realize the seriousness of the disease. Again, the same picture. Yeah, this is again another day. Yeah, I think our Bengali priest, who lives in Naperville, he came in and did this. Must have been during the Durga Puja days. Those who visited, you may be knowing him. That one. Again, the same priest doing. Again, Ma is dressed up beautifully. The saris have been changed. She's wearing wonderful ornaments, and then see, and amazing, decoration. Again, you can see Balaji, that one. Again, Balaji. Again, another picture. And this is how our layout of the temple. This was taken from the western end of the temple, where Ma Kali is on the eastern end there, facing the western. And our priest is wearing the mask, and he is standing there, that one. Let's say this is a beautiful, the descent of the goddess. She also came all the way from Mahabalipuram, southern India, almost made at the same time. And this is Padmavati. Padmavati is none other than goddess Lakshmi. He descends to this earth near Tirumalai as a daughter of a king, the local king there during a time. And she came from Vaikunta as a lord descended in Tirupati, and he was living there. The goddess followed in a different form. She came as Padmavati, and the god Balaji married him, In fact, for the marriage, you all talk about dowry, Here what happened, Padmavati was, the king was asking dowry from the king, from the god, The god has to give a big dowry to Padmavati's parents or Padmavati in order to marry her. Can you imagine that? In India, it was happening like that. And where he borrowed from? Is the Lord descended without a single cent from the heaven. He landed there in Tirupati, and he had to borrow, borrow what? Not in millions, but in zillions. And where, from whom he borrowed? He borrowed from none other than Lord Kubera. And even today, he's repaying his debt. Tirupati, there is a convention. Even today, he is repaying his debt. All the collections from Hundi, they say that, part of it goes to Kubera. And just see, our Lord is in a beautiful form, again. And this is, I don't know what it means, whatever it is, some kind of a pandemic. That again, Lord, just see, wow, his face is shining, wonderful formation, great, You are all lucky to see the whole thing today. And just see, oh, this is again, this is what is Andal. Andal, this again, she descended all the way. She came from Mahabalipuram, from Chennai, made at almost the same time by the same Stapati, same people, Dr. Balachandar Mane, they overseed or supervised the making of this one. This is the kind of what we call Moolavar, and this is called the Utsavar. During festivity days, we keep her in the palanquin and take her away and decorate and whatnot. So this is made of 5 metals: is bones, bronze, copper, little bit of gold, etc. They call it Panchaloka. And again, Andal, you heard today. This month, the current month, which is called in Tamil the month of Margazhi. Again, that started from 16th of December. I think it will end on 15th or 14th of January. A different new Tamil month. It is. This is based on a solar calendar, not a lunar calendar, but on a solar calendar, where the Tamil New Year starts on April 14. In the month of Chittirai, they call it, Then Chittirai, Vaigasi, Ani, Adi, Avani, like that, Puratasi, Aipasi, Kartikai, like that. This month is called Puratasi or Margazhi, it is that one. And we will talk about Andal again tomorrow. We will be chanting one of our, she composed 143 poetries, all in praise of Lord Krishna, Vishnu, and the Rama, they are all, the Vishnu Vaishnavite gods, she is, And the legend is, it is a history also. I won't call it a legend. She desired to marry only Lord. She prayed for it. She worked hard on that. And ultimately, she merged with the Lord in Srirangam. Srirangam is one of the 108 Vaishnava Stalas. It is in southern India, about 180 kilometers from Chennai, south of Chennai, And that's what is Andal. Again, I'm glad, we are able to see that her in this month, Again, Padmavati and a different Alankar. This is Ganeshji. Again, you see, Ganesh came again all the way from Mahabalipuram. Just see how beautifully the Sapati has made it. And the soul has been installed in that one. The Atma is right inside it is, And then he always comes with the Vahana, and he says, we call him Munjur. I don't know what you call it in northern India and what you call it in Maharashtra. And I don't know what you call that in Bengal. And that one, The idea is he makes himself so light and easily accessible, and such a big body. You can see that how lightly he sits on this one and goes around. That's what it is, And the Lord descends on our heart is so light and so easily approachable. And that is what it is in Ganesha. As you know, every puja starts with the Lord Ganesha. We'll talk about, Ganesha on some other day. Maybe I'll try to get somebody who's an expert on saying about the incarnation of Ganesha and his life and everything else, Because in Sanatana Dharma is so much there to digest and talk and do. And this is again, you can see the Archavatara or this one. We call it Moolavar and this is Utsavar. We call it, both of them at the same place in our Shiva shrine, This again, the same slide. What I will do is, this has gone for too long. Let me start at this stage. We will take up the other ones on some other day and then try to make it. Now that we have got an access to a system and the system seems to be working, and we have some team leaders and accumulated them, I would love to have one of our Bengali brethren and sister to join our team as one of our team members. And we would like to bring in some bhajans and satsangs from that part of India, that one. There's no segregation, not at all. It's all one unity, one community, one thing, I would like to introduce, because we don't know how to sing Bengali songs or Bengali bhajans, And as you know, India is a diversified country, but the unity is we all worship the same God, But we chant and do bhajans in many languages, See, our human limitation is I only know 3 languages, English, Hindi, and Sanskrit, Unfortunately, I never learned Bengali. Otherwise, I would like to do some Bengali songs, that one. Yeah, please do. It's an appeal to my Bengali friends to join somebody, younger who can really do and build up a team. Please take a leadership for one of the days and then conduct your own program. That is the only way we can reach and penetrate into various communities. If our Sanatana Dharma is to thrive, we need involvement of people. That one, I know we are all busy. Yes, we have got our own life chores to do, but certainly we can devote 30 minutes in a month or in a week for mass cause, And this is an appeal, if somebody hears this, please contact Dr. Ram or Dabalina or anybody so that how we can incorporate you in our satsang programs. Thanks a lot and appreciate. Thank you.